For millennia, attempting to understand what makes life meaningful had been the task of artists, theologians, and philosophers. Following World War II, some influential philosophers asserted that life is inherently meaningless. They believed that there was no higher purpose to the universe, and therefore people were all alone in trying to figure out what their individual lives were all about. Before that, at the end of the 18th century, the revolutionary ideas of Charles Darwin had already influenced the minds of people with survival of the fittest concept and abolished the ideas of great design and a planned creation. As a result, most of the people became insecure in their minds and lost a sense of purpose, giving rise to the concept of existential crisis among masses. These insecure and dark parts of human psychology are beautifully explained and answered by Viktor Frankl, a Viennese psychiatrist and professor of neurology who once worked with Freud. A survivor of Nazi concentration camp in Auschwitz and Dachau, Frankyl drew heavily from his experience in his books. The Holocaust, which saw millions die in concentration camps, included as victims Frankyl's parents and his pregnant wife. Yet, despite these personal tragedies and his inevitable deep sadness these losses brought Frankl, he was able to put such suffering in a perspective that has inspired millions of readers of his best-known book, Man's Search for Meaning. Finding meaning in life is one of the many challenges human beings face. Viktor Frankl argues that by finding a path to meaning, we can survive anything. In his book, he mentioned 3 simple ways to adopt, which can help find individuals the sense of meaning in their lives. Actions are the first path to find meaning in life. We can discover our life's purpose through the deeds we perform or the things we create, depending on whether we find them to be meaningful. This path focuses on external situations and external realities. We can do things in the world or create things in the world that help us discover and reinforce our meaning. For instance, usually the people who are happiest in their jobs are the ones who have connected their actions to a meaning that's important to them, and they usually perform better in their jobs as well. The second path to finding meaning in life is love. You can derive just as much meaning from an experience as you can from an achievement. This is comforting because it places as much weight on our inner world of personal experience as it does on the outer world of achievement, which is sometimes out of your control. Positive experiences can help us discover the meaning of our lives, whether it's through the experiences of beauty, truth, goodness, nature, or culture, or even experiencing other humans in their individuality. These experiences rely on a feeling of love. Romance and sex are forms of love, but love in this context is broader than romantic love. It's the experience of togetherness, either with a romantic partner, friends and family, or even with nature and culture. The third path, according to Frankl, goes through human suffering. Speaking as both a medical doctor and a psychiatrist, Frankl says, meaning rests on the attitude the patient chooses towards suffering. Frankl argues that even the darkest and joyless episodes of our lives can be times when we mature and find meaning. He even posits that the more difficult, the more meaningful troubles and challenges can be. How we deal with the tough parts of our lives shows who we are. According to Frankl, suffering can be turned into a good deed or a moral value by the way a person bears up under it. Suffering can make or break a person, either ennobling or degrading him. During his time in concentration camp, Frankl widely noted that prisoners who found a larger meaning and purpose in their lives and who had a dream of what they could contribute actually survived. He writes, "If there is meaning in life at all, then there must be a meaning in suffering. Suffering is an incredible part of life, even as fate and death. Without suffering and death, human life cannot be complete." Do subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video, and don't forget to share your favorite quote from Viktor Frankl in the comment section.